Hello everyone, how's it going tonight? Sorry, stream's a tad bit later than I originally anticipated, but some things end up happening in life. So, tonight, we're having some fun with this decade-old game I've heard people refer to as. It is Skyrim. And it's been a project I've been wanting to do for a while, and things just keep cropping up in my life to make things a little more interesting. Just like what caused things to be a little late tonight for our startup. But I'm glad that we get to dive into this together, everyone. First things first, I hope y'all are having a fantastic October, and hope you're excited for Halloween next week. I know I am. Except for the fact that, my list of what I can dress up as in my costume is very restricted. Work rules. So much fun. But yeah. So unlike other Let's Plays, where you end up seeing that people start off with a brand new character and they build it right in front of you, this one is a character already, well, I want to make it seem like they had time to do training before they jumped into the main story. Makes it a little more fun for background story. So to give the background story for this character, he was a prisoner of the Thalmor as they were sailing north of Skyrim, and then the captain ended up hitting an iceberg and the ship sank. The main character managed to get himself free of his cage and his captors, and managed to escape the ship. Seeing that he was the only survivor, he took what gear he could, and made his way south and found himself into Dawnstar. Once he was there, the locals helped him, nursing him back to health and so forth. And then he tried figuring out what he was going to do next. He had no recollection of his memory, something he attributed to the Thalmor. And the locals of Dawnstar seemed to be in agreement. They told him about one of the 3 knightly orders who operate chapter houses within Skyrim. The Knights Templar, the Teutonic Knights, and the Hospitallers. They recommended he go to Whiterun and join up with the Hospitallers. Once he got down there, he proved himself through months and months of training and dedication. Ultimately, he became worthy to be a lesser knight of the Hospitallers. And he was granted his first task to go and see what was going on around the mountains to the south of the Throat of the World. After concluding the matter and dealing with some Daedra worshippers in that area, he started making his way back via the mountains that reach around towards Helgen. And that is where it leads us to today. Early in the morning, on the 31st of Last Seed, the 4th era, year 201. Let us begin. They definitely did a good job of making things real snowy up in the mountains. As you can see, there are plenty of mods in play, like the Hospitaller Knights and so forth are part of a nice little Crusader Knight mod. Quite nice how many different armors you get to enjoy in that one. This looks like Helgen. was Alduin. But this character's like, what? What's a dragon? What's a dragon doing here? And he looks around and look at all this destruction he sees. He hopes and prays that there are survivors. But seeing how crisp some of the bodies were, he knew that was not going to be exactly likely. Although he did hope. And yes, this is the alternate beginnings mod, which allows you to have more, what's the word I'm looking for? Makes it feel more customizable in how you start things off. Oh look, a dead body. It turns to ash as you touch it, but somehow a leather journal survived the attack. Alright, let's go look at what this journal ends up saying. Wrong category. Adventurer's Journal. This journal contains several undated entries. First entry. Hard to believe I've filled up that whole journal already. Never realized how much of Cyrodiil I hadn't seen yet. So much diversity and yet so much destruction from the Great War. A lot of history has been lost here forever. The expedition is ending soon, and everyone will be returning home. I have one last task to perform before I do the same. I'll send the other journal ahead with my supplies and the artifacts we recovered. Second entry. I've received word from my contacts in Skyrim. All seem quiet for now, probably for the first time since High King Torg was killed. I should be able to make the crossing quietly enough during that night, so long as there are no Imperial patrols to deal with. Third entry. So much for being discreet. I crossed the border near a small village called Helgen and made my way up to the Dark Water crossing. Unfortunately, I can't get back to my camp now because the area is filled with Imperial patrols. It seems they are searching for someone very important. If I am not mistaken, someone they intend to ambush here. This could be the very thing I am seeking here in Skyrim. But crossing the border in the dead of the night without passing through the checkpoints has turned out to be a very bad plan. Fourth entry. I woke up early this morning with an Imperial sword pressed to my neck. The patrol found me camped under a rock outcropping on the edge of volcanic marshes. I guess I wasn't as well hidden as I thought. I have no idea where they are taking us, but I've been stuffed into the back of a rickety old cart being pulled by an even more rickety looking old nag. At least they let me keep my journal for now. Fifth entry. Shore's bones. If only I had known sooner. The ambush. The captives in the cart with me. Stormcloak rebels. Led by none other than the Ulfric Stormcloak himself. There's no time to explain properly. I scarcely believe it myself. If I hadn't been for the dragon, I had not even be here to write this down. Yes, a dragon, big, black, and large, as the towers of the keep itself. It swooped in out of nowhere and laid waste to the village and the keep. General Tullius didn't take my head today, or the heads of several Stormcloak rebels. But that doesn't matter now. Hadvar and Ralof set aside their differences to help the survivors. They went into the lower keep hours ago. Something about caves with a back entrance. I don't think they're coming back. I'll have to see if I can get out of the city and down to Riverwood. Someone needs to warn them. This building won't remain standing for much longer. I can't believe it. A dragon, straight out of the legends. Nobody back home will ever believe me. after reading that tale and what that journal said. The young crusader knew he had to go and warn the town. He had to warn the locals about what was going on so they could better prepare to deal with the dragon. But he also worried a little bit about the two who went back into the cave, wondering if they were fine, if they were alright. So he tried to find his way. Adding a little nice narrative can be such fun. What the? Who's this? Hello, good sir.
That's close enough.
Wait a minute. I don't want trouble.
Never should have come here.
Obviously, you want trouble, punk. And stay down. Poor souls. Lost to this blasted bandit. Let's see if I can find that cave. He listened in. As I listen in, I hear no noise. The Crusader concluded they must have already gotten out. He prayed that they were safe. But he had to go about warning them. Warning Riverwood about the dragon.
Looking. I do everything myself.
You there. Be on your way.
He was confused at the large group of Thalmor that had appeared. Some concern started to run over his mind, wondering if they were part of the group months ago that had him captive. It was not often that you'd see a large group of Thalmor like that in one group. Typically they ran in groups of 3, not a search party of that size. But as they had not stopped him to say they recognized him, he continued on. Riverwood would be a good place to start warning people, and then his nightly order would help spread it across Skyrim more.
Hey, over here. Please help.
What the? Miss, what's going on? What's wrong?
You need to help me. There's a wounded girl over there by the cliff.
Okay, slow down, calm down. Tell me what the hell is going on here.
They're looking in the wrong place. She's too heavy for me to move. Help me carry her to safety. I have a camp not far from here, on the lake. She'll be safe there, if she survives.
Who's looking for her?
The Thalmor.
Okay, I'll help you. If I spite the Thalmor, even better. Lead the way.
This way.